See,
Welcome.
We're doing this live, and I'm tired. Let's do the open together. Yankees finally end a 22-year drought, I guess, in the playoffs against the Red Sox. They're moving on to the division series. We're going to talk about it all next on a live Locked On Yankees.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsulias. He's Brian McKeon. We're both lifelong Yankee fans. We're both very excited about the result of Thursday night's game. That's why I forgot how to work a live show. Today's episode brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. If your bet wins, you can get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the app today. The show is all about celebrating the Yankees' win against the Red Sox in the wild card series. We'll also touch upon the other games that happened earlier on Thursday, but okay. I will tell you this. If you've been listening to the show for a long time, if you're an everydayer, you know that I have gut feelings. I was not nervous before this game started. My heart wasn't racing. I felt very calm, and I thought to myself, could it be? Could my feeling be right? And it actually was. Did I expect Cam Schlittler to set records on Thursday night? No, I did not. But I did expect him to have a big boy start. And boy, did he have a big boy start.
Yeah, I mean, this is legitimately one of the greatest elimination game performances in baseball history. Not Yankee history, in Major League Baseball history. That's how good he was. And he was so good in this game that he primarily only threw the fastball. That's how good he was. His location was spot on. His velocity was spot on. Everybody in the building was noticing the velocity in the first inning. Hit 101 a few times.
Yeah.
And we all kind of anticipated. We know his velocity is heavy, but I think everybody around me kind of anticipated, all right, it's going to drop off a little bit in the second or third inning when the adrenaline wears off. It never did.
Right.
His velocity stayed 98 to 101 the entire night. He was, and I'm very positive that if they didn't go to Bednar in the ninth inning, Schlittler could have got through the ninth. Yeah. That's how good he was. So incredibly dominant. I don't know, and I've been to a lot of Yankee playoff games at this point. I don't know if I've seen a playoff pitching performance that dominant before. Honest to God, I've seen plenty of Tanaka playoff performances. I've seen Cole in the playoffs a few times. I don't think I've seen that.
No,
that was unbelievable.
It was, and as the game went on, it was, he joins so-and-so because he has this many strikeouts. And then, he's joined this group of guys with this many strikeouts. And then he's the first guy to ever do this overall, ever, in a playoff elimination game, ever. Not even just rookie.
The fact that, when you take everything into account, too, this guy started the year in Somerset.
Yes,
he started the
double
year in
A.
Somerset.
He was in double A.
And now he's throwing an elimination game against the Red Sox, and he's striking out 12. It's incredible. The only guy who remotely had his number in this game was Masataka Yoshida, who, by the way, had a tremendous series.
Right. But then he finally got to him. He finally got him.
But other than that, there were no balls that were hit hard off of him.
No. They didn't get a runner past second.
They never put pressure on. There was never a scare at all. It was so incredibly dominant, and it was from the start of the game on. I don't remember ever watching a game where a pitcher was this good. I think there's only one other baseball game that I've been to, including the regular season, where I've been to where a guy was that good. And it was a game in Philadelphia where I saw Roy Halladay take a perfect game into the seventh inning. That's the only pitching performance that I can personally remember that I've seen that was that good. That's one of the all-time great pitching performances. But an elimination game, Stacey, this is
in your playoff debut. You start in double A in an elimination game against the team you grew up rooting for. Hello?
It's a storybook type thing.
Yeah.
And he finished the year with a 2.9 ERA. He had a really good rookie season, just 15 starts, but he was really, really good. And we watched it throughout the year, and me and you were on top of it. his stuff was great all year. I mean, you really saw the star power in this kid. But this game feels like a national coming out party for him. I mean, this feels like a national, hey, I'm here I am, and I'm an ace. Right. Because that's an all-time performance Garrett Crochet didn't do this.
No.
I mean, that's an all-time pitching performance in the postseason. And again, we're not sitting here saying all-time Yankee pitching performance, and there's certainly plenty of historical Yankee great performances. This is an all-time pitching performance in baseball history.
Yeah. And it was funny as the game went on, Yankees most strikeouts in first career post game. So he had tied Red Ruffing and Dave Righetti when he hit 10. Then he went past them when he hit 11 and went even further past both of them when he hit 12. Righetti in 81 with those 10 strikeouts in his first career postseason game. He was also a rookie. Red Ruffing was not a rookie when he set that record in 1932. So think about that. All the guys that pitched for the Yankees in their first postseason career game, those three guys are up there with 10, and now Cam Schlittler with 12.
Alone on that list with 12 strikeouts in an elimination game. I mean, it's otherworldly.
Then he hit 11 strikeouts in a winner-take-all game, and that tied him with Cliff Lee, who did it in 2011, Justin Verlander, who did it in 2012, Jake Arrieta in 2015, and then Cam Schlittler at one point was with them in that list. And then he became the first pitcher in Major League Baseball history with 8 innings, 12 strikeouts, 0 runs, and 0 walks in any postseason game. That's incredible. The thing. The 0 walks. The first walk of the game was by Bednar. That is hilarious to me that it took that long. Yeah.
The command was outrageous. And we knew coming into this game, and it was said by Michael Kay primarily going into this game, Cam Schlittler was going to pound the strike zone, and he did. Mm-hmm. But generally when that happens, 1 or 2 guys are going to make some solid contact off you here and there. They were lost. The entire game, the Red Sox were lost up there.
You know what I liked, though? Because when he wasn't pounding the strike zone, he was throwing balls out of the zone and kind of getting, he was sprinkling things around so he could get things back into the strike zone.
It was a great classic performance, too, because he really didn't start mixing in the breaking stuff and the off-speed stuff until he got to the 3rd time through the order.
Right.
So by that point, the Red Sox were completely off their heels when they were facing him, because they had gone up in their first 2 at-bats and seen primarily only fastballs. And now they're seeing off-speed stuff, and they're like, what is this? And then by the time they have a chance to react to the off-speed stuff, oh, by the way, here's 100 miles an hour right past your head.
Yeah.
His command was so incredibly... Look at the names that you just read off there. Cliff Lee in 2011, the run that Cliff Lee was on at that time was iconic. I mean, everyone remembers the Yankees couldn't touch him anytime he played them. Yeah. Justin Verlander in the postseason, obviously we know what he's done as a career. And then Jake Arrieta with those Cubs teams. You remember how good he was. I mean, those are 3 all-time playoff pitchers in those eras. And this is his first career playoff start.
It's unbelievable. Now, he said something really funny that I loved. First, he told Andy Pettitte he wasn't going to let the Red Sox beat him, which I love.
Yeah.
He said Andy, and the reporter's like, Pettitte? And he's like, yes, Andy Pettitte. Because, they're just like Andy. Like, he's just some random dude.
On a first name basis.
Some random dude named Andy. But he said, to be able to go out there and put their season down, that's something I can hold over everyone I know back home for at least a year. And then he also said, this is per Brian Hoke, he said it was personal for me to beat the Red Sox after hearing chirping from Boston fans. He said, quote, there was a line they crossed a little bit. I'm a competitor. I'm going to go out there and make sure I shut them down.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. I wonder where he heard that. I wonder if this is from the bleachers or where he got that from. But regardless, you know what? It's one of those things. You saw it in the Michael Jordan documentary. Whatever little bit of motivation that you can get, you're going to take. And if that's what even if someone made it up, good. If it gave Schlittler the motivation that he needed, then I'm fine with it.
So how proud are we? And I'll say this we to everyone who's in the chat, because there's 98 of you there. How proud are we of Aaron Boone letting Cam Schlittler pitch through the 8th inning?
Very proud. It feels like he learned his lesson from game 1.
I think so too.
Almost a little too much with game 2, trying to leave Rodon in there when he shouldn't have left Rodon in.
That was a problem. Yes.
Yeah.
But
there's still no feel.
But Schlittler was not losing it. You could tell he wasn't losing it.
No, he would have been fine in the ninth.
It almost seemed like the Red Sox were giving up because then they were starting to swing at first pitches and popping things up and doing things. And you're just like, oh, okay. I think he really got to them.
They had Luke Weaver up for a bit in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And we
I
were
think
saying
Cruz was up at one point too.
Yeah. And we were saying all to each other that, no, let him keep pitching.
No. Yeah.
Why don't screw with something that's working. So he did that. I was stunned though that he came back out for the 8th. I thought once he got over 100 pitches at the end of the 7th, that was it.
Yeah, this is basically how everyone was feeling about Cam Schlittler and Aaron Boone not taking him out.
Let him cook.
Yep.
Let him cook now.
Let him. And it really worked. I think we will go into the second segment to talk about the rest of the game because I feel
Schlittler deserved his own segment. That's 100% apropos.
Segment because what a perform. I'm just 107 pitches, 75 strikes,
no doubt,
no worry on his face, just mowing guys down. At one point he threw, what was it, a 101 mile an hour sinker or whatever it was. I was like,
by the way, too, we should mention that too. The stoicness on his face, the ice water in his veins, like again, this is a rookie in his 16th career start. Pitching in an elimination game against his childhood favorite team in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
On national TV at 8 p.m. on ESPN.
Yeah. And in the only game of the night, because it's a playoff game. Everyone else played. You're there. It's you. Everyone is watching you. Millions of people are watching you.
The look on his face was as if he could care less.
Right. Right. And honestly, you had different fan bases rooting against you because, everyone hates the Yankees. Met fans were hoping for the Yankees to get eliminated in the wild card series. That fans from other fan bases, I'm sure Toronto, I don't know if they wanted to face the Yankees just with the way Toronto fans didn't want the Yankees. They wanted Boston. Yeah.
Not because they're afraid of the Yankees. It's just Boston's just weaker.
Right. But Yankees finally beat an AL East team in the playoffs. So they get that monkey off their back. They get the Boston monkey off their back. Yep. And who's to say they don't do well against the Blue Jays? Because again, regular season stuff is thrown out the window in the playoffs. Doesn't matter. Yankees couldn't beat Cleveland if they tried in 2017, and they beat them in the division series. So anything can happen.
Toronto's starting pitching is a problem, and the Yankees starting pitching is what prevailed in this series. So
So we'll see. All right. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notifications so you know when our videos go up. You can also join our Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. For the listeners of our show, the link is in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, here's the QR code. I'm going to screw that up every time I say it. You'll get text from us. You can text us questions, comments, reactions to trades and signings when those happen. You also get top priority on Fan Mail Friday. Special note, we're doing a live Fan Mail Friday evening at 7 p.m. because we knew we wouldn't be able to get to Fan Mail Friday in this episode. There would be too much to talk about. As for the Insiders Club, we send out lineups during the season, roster moves, and breaking news so you don't have to check social media. There's an added perk. We added a private Discord where you can commiserate with your fellow insiders during the games. There's a 14-day free trial. Coming up, we're still celebrating the Yankees finally getting that Red Sox monkey off their backs. We're going to discuss what the offense did and anything else that happened during the game next.
This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Every day we make decisions, but on PrizePicks, being right can actually get you paid. Don't miss the excitement of this football season with PrizePicks. It's where it's good to be right. Playing PrizePicks is such a fun, simple way to add more excitement to football. You just pick more or less on player projections like Josh Allen's passing yards or Saquon Barkley's rushing for a touchdown, and you're in the game. I love how quick it is. You can make your lineup in just under a minute. Plus, my favorite part is PrizePicks just added the stacks feature. So if you want to ride with the player, you can select their passing yards, rushing yards, and touchdowns, all available in one lineup. It's also fun to follow the player in the app and copy their lineups with one click. And the new injury reboot feature, if your player leaves early and doesn't return, it won't count against you. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB at $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. So Let's talk about something other than Cam Schlittler for a segment, shall we?
Yes. So let's discuss the fact that you were talking about this. Well, you were talking more about Red Sox players, because they're younger, they're not experienced, being intimidated by things. So William Abreu actually said to the press after the game that he struggled to communicate with his fellow fielders because the crowd was so loud.
Yeah.
Because that inning, the Yankees didn't really kill Connolly early. Let's give him credit because
he pitched well.
He pitched really well. He's another kid making his postseason debut. He's barely pitched at this level, and he did really well for them.
Yeah, I mean, Schlittler's a veteran compared to Connolly early in what he's pitched in major leagues.
Yeah.
And I actually think he was pretty composed until that inning got away from him. And that was the point that I made last night on the show, on the live stream, is if you can string together a few hits and get the crowd involved, there's a good chance that just picture yourself. And I don't know how exactly old Connolly early is, but he's in his young 20s.
He was born in 2002. He's 23.
Disgusting. So you can imagine yourself as a 23-year-old in that moment, elimination game, pitching for Boston on the road in New York, 50,000 people screaming at you, and then you give up base hit, followed by base hit, followed by base hit, and the crowd is going crazy, and there's things flying in the air, and beer being soaked in the air, and chicken buckets flying in the air. How does a 23-year-old who doesn't have any experience pitching at a major league level not in his own head go, oh bleep?
Mm-hmm.
Like how do you not freak out? And again, to his credit, he pitched well throughout most of this game, but once stuff got real, he struggled. He started holding the ball a little tighter. He started sweating a little bit, and you saw some of those balls get left right over in the middle of the zone. And credit the Yankees. They were not going up there trying to kill the ball and hit the ball 900 feet.
Right.
In that inning in particular, when he started losing the zone and leaving balls in the middle of the plate, Yankees just put barrel to bat and barrel to ball, I guess, and just put it where they ain't in the field and made things happen. And it worked out perfectly. They scored all those runs without a home run.
Right. That's one complaint that people have about the Yankees. They always try to hit the home run. They're always trying to kill the ball. And in the elimination game against the Red Sox, that's how they score all their runs in that inning. And let's give them all credit for that.
Hey, Toronto, the team that only hits home runs, the Yankees, they just got past the elimination game without hitting a home run. So keep that in your minds.
The team that's bad without cheating, that team that you...
Yeah. So keep that in mind.
Them.
I want to say this too. We've discussed how great he is all year, but he deserves a lot of credit for this. That at bat by Cody Bellinger to start off that inning. Not only the fight in the at bat, which obviously, I mean, he's been great at that all year, but the hustle. He hit a lazy fly ball into, granted, a spot that's generally difficult to field from because it's hard to call who's going to get that ball, it's a difficult spot. Regardless, he hit a lazy fly ball off the bat and was hustling from out of the batter's box. And that's why he wound up at second base. Mm-hmm. And the fact, if he winds up at first, the crowd cheers, but the crowd doesn't go crazy.
Right.
Winding up at second gets the crowd more involved. The same way when Stanton hit the double, the crowd went crazy. It's the little things, Stacey, in these big, big moments that just turn things around. And that was just so big out of Cody Bellinger.
I'm glad you brought up Stanton. So in the postgame on Yes, Stanton addressed Yankee fans looking into the camera, apologized for not hustling out of the box, and told kids never to do that. You should always run out of the box. And then he said, our opponents, you can pimp a ball if you want to, but kids don't do that. And I think
he definitely thought it was gone, right?
Yeah.
It looked at it on TV. Did it look gone off the bat?
It looked gone on TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we thought it was too, because I was in the bleachers behind that. So if you ever sat in the bleachers in left field,
I have.
It's hard to tell. You at the wall, you can't tell if it got out or it stayed in. So we couldn't really tell. Once I saw him running around first, I'm like, oh no, that ball didn't leave the park. That ball's still here.
Yeah.
But he roped that ball, and I got to be honest, the crowd picked themselves up. The crowd was worlds away better than it was in game one. The crowd picked itself up, surprisingly, because after that bottom of that first, when they didn't score at the bottom of the second, when they didn't score that run, there was a little bit of a pins and needles kind of element in that crowd when they didn't get, because they again had runner on second base with nobody out, and they weren't able to score. There was a little bit of a pins and needles aspect, but they picked themselves up really well. I think Schlittler's performance was great too. I want to mention one of their. I can't stop talking about Cam Schlittler. I'm very sorry. The inning after the Yankees scored all those runs, a great point was made to me. Cam Schlittler had more pressure on him in the top of that next inning than ever before, because the Yankees went up 4-0 and the crowd's going crazy. You can't come back out there and immediately give up a run or any type of lead. You can't let the Red Sox believe they can come back at that point. And he came out and was just dominant, shut them down, no belief whatsoever. I thought that was super key too. I like to try and bring up the little things in these games, the nuanced things that mean so much, because that's really why we all love baseball, right? Is the everyone can say, oh yeah, the home run was huge. Of course it was. But the little nuanced things, especially in postseason games that change series, are massive, and there were tons of those things in this game.
Can we talk about Ryan McMahon nearly killing himself, making that catch?
That was up 4-0. It was almost an unnecessary catch. Because he could have got severely hurt.
Yeah.
But I think these guys are so competitive they can't help themselves.
Yeah.
That was an unreal catch.
Yeah.
An unreal catch.
Yeah.
I don't like how none of the Red Sox players were there to catch him. I know it's a playoff game, but like
Greg Weissert, former Yankee, even though they weren't teammates, did kind of reach out and but
and former New Yorker. Well, I guess New Yorker in general. Weissert, he's from New York,
right?
So he must have loved the Yankees winning afterwards. He must have been a little cheer inside, Also, the final out of the game, very Scott Brocious like in the World Series, catching that one just beyond the foul, just beyond the foul line behind third base for the final out of the game. Ryan McMahon.
Which Scott Brocious World Series was that?
Whichever the final out was, I think it was 96.
No, that was Charlie Hayes.
Oh, no, it was the you know what I'm thinking of? It's the David Cone perfect game actually. Is that a fly ball to third base? No. What's the fly ball to third? Now you're gonna make me feel stupid. What's the fly
Charlie
ball?
Hayes, 96.
No, it's got to be There's a Brocious one.
Was there?
Whatever. Regardless, who cares? It was just very much.
Wait, I'm trying to remember all the last outs. So 96 was that. 98 was a ground ball that was thrown to first. 99 was 99 a flyout? 2000 was a flyout. I think you're thinking of Charlie Hayes, but let us know in the comments, because I think it was Charlie Hayes, right?
Now I'm gonna have to scroll and try and find this.
Yeah, it was Charlie Hayes, because that's exactly what it reminded me of. When he went with the way the ball went, I was like, oh, I just had.
It was like in the exact same spot. It was the exact same spot.
Right. 99 was to Curtis in the outfield. I remember that. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but that inning was absolutely massive. I would have liked to get a little more runs out of it, just because four didn't feel like enough.
No, it didn't. And I feel bad that I felt as if something was going to happen, but then Cam Schlittler just kept doing what he was doing. And I thought, you know what? As the game got later, I'm like, they're not going to.
Well, and I'm also, it was in the back of my head. And, I mean, only credit to what was going on throughout the entire season. It was in the back of my head, who is coming in out of this bullpen and what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And not a 4-run lead is a good lead, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in the postseason. And I was afraid, of a Devin Williams appearance coming up here, of what is Weaver going to look like? I didn't know. So Schlittler made it very easy. Were you shocked that he came out for the 8th inning, though?
I was pleasantly surprised, yes, because I saw him get congratulated by everyone. Because when he went in after the 7th, he went straight to the tunnel. I was like, interesting.
And that's usually an indication of don't talk to me. I'm not done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when I saw that he was congratulated, I was like, or that was after the 7th. I was like, oh, I guess he's coming out. But then when he came out for the 8th, I thought, oh my God, Boone is actually doing the right thing.
The crowd went, it was probably still in commercial break, but the crowd went nuts. When he came out of the dugout.
Get me started on the commercial breaks. We'll talk about it in the next segment, which we have to go to because
yes,
we have to. Okay. So next segment, We're going to talk about the game still. We're going to talk about the other wild card series because that's the complaint I have with ESPN not coming back from commercials soon enough and missing pitches, or coming back from replays and missing pitches, because apparently ESPN has never broadcasted baseball before, and they're not going to again, right? Because wasn't the Yankees Red Sox their last game under their deal? Yeah.
Good. Yeah, get Bob Costas in.
Yeah. So coming up, we're going to discuss more about the game, the other wild card series, and we'll look at some of your comments next.
The NFL season is here. I'm not sure how many of you watched, but FanDuel has an offer that you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. You pick one bet, you put $5 down, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. There's a ton of interesting ways you can play on FanDuel, and I love how it gives me so many ways to play. I built parlays, tried player props, and even followed the live lines during the games. It makes watching football even more exciting when you've got a little something extra riding on in the game. Whether you're a casual fan or love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience that much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. What do you want to discuss first? The other games in the wild card series, the other game 7s or game 5s or game whatever you want to call them, because it was
the other game 3s.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean,
Tigers, Guardians, and Padres, Cubs are the 2 games.
Well, I would like to point out, did we point this out in segment 1? Because I can't recall if we pointed this out, but the Yankees were the first team in this iteration of the wild card series. We did not say this,
but yes.
To win after losing game 1, which means Boston is the first team to lose a wild card series in the 3-game iteration after winning game 1. So
yes, I mean, it is new. This is not years and years old, but yes,
but
it
still,
is new.
There were a lot of series that.
Yeah, because both teams that forced game, that were forced into game 3s earlier on in the day, they both lost. Yeah, the game 1 winners wound up keeping hold and winning game 3.
Which is that sort of worried me a little bit because there was a pattern going on. My brother's like, that has nothing to do with it. The Yankees gonna win.
I actually agree with your brother. I like to tell myself that when I watch but when I see patterns happen in sports like that, I'm like, oh god, it's gonna happen to us too. And then but then you have to kind of like rationalize with your own brain and be like, that doesn't make any sense because it's a different game. So I good on your brother for having the rational thought in the household. Tigers, Guardians.
We all know I'm irrational. If you've been watching the show for 7 years, watching it for 4 and listening for 7, I'm irrational. It's just the way I am.
Tigers won the game 6-3, advanced to face the Mariners in the DS. Had a big inning, broke the game open.
Yeah.
I do want this felt like the team with the more talent prevailed. Right? Cleveland had a great run, but it's starting to feel like at the end of the year, them winning the division was more about the Tigers having a collapse.
Yes.
Than it was the Guardians taking over.
And someone also brought up a point, someone who actually roots for the Guardians. The team is built to make the playoffs, but they're not made to go through the playoffs.
No. And they honestly shouldn't have made the playoffs, to be honest with you.
Right.
But they did. They're probably going to consider the season a success based on what they planned for. But the team with more talent wound up winning this game and winning the series. I will tell you this. I don't love Detroit's chances against Seattle. Because they struggled with Cleveland, and Seattle's a way better team than Cleveland.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting series. I agree with that.
This series, Padres Cubs. Cubs win the game 3-1. They win the series. They're gonna play the Brewers in the DS, which should be a good series, although I think Brewers Padres would have been a lot better of a series. Can I just mention this before we even go into this game? Is there a single game that you would ever trust Yu Darvish to pitch in a big spot? I mean, he is the master of choking big playoff games. I mean, him and Clayton Kershaw, but Kershaw's got more starts in the playoffs where he's been dominant, so he kind of like recovered himself a little bit. Yu Darvish, an overall really good pitcher in the regular season. Stacey, he's been a part of so many playoff starts where he's just been shelled and out in the second inning. I mean, this is just a bad one, and I'm shocked the Padres are out this early.
I'm actually shocked too, but also not shocked because the Padres have a tendency to, I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, they have a tendency to do this sometimes. And I will say strike 3 on Bogarts was total
Awful.
BS.
Get
Awful.
me ABS.
How do you call that? How do you call that in that moment of the game? Just completely terrible. The Cubs better send DJ Rayburn a bottle of champagne for helping them, because that 9th inning is completely different if Bogarts gets on base.
Jeff Passan tweeted out, he tweeted out right after that, get ready, we need ABS more than anything.
Yes.
You can't have calls that affecting play. It affected the team season.
You can't. No. And also, we saw it the other night with Max Fried. How many extra pitches did he have to throw?
Yeah. Oh,
how many times did Carlos Narvaez walk? Twice. He should have been struck out twice, and he walked twice.
Yeah.
So ABS needs to get here.
I think Padres Brewers would have been a much better DS series. I don't love Cubs Brewers.
Really?
Yeah. Just because of the matchups and stuff. But I will say this. Cubs Brewers divisional rivalry. Cubs took 4 out of 5 in that 5-game series a little over a month ago.
Yeah.
And the Brewers tend to do this a lot, where they're a favorite in a divisional round.
Yeah, and then they
lose.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know if this Cubs team has the magic that those previous Cubs teams had. But this could get interesting.
Yeah.
It can get dicey. And the other DS that wound up happening after we got off the air yesterday, Brewers, Dodgers now versus Phillies. Who do you like in that series? Because that's a really competitive one.
Yeah. Oof.
I'm all over Philly.
I would like to see the Phillies do it, just because after the Dodgers and their big mouths last offseason, I don't like them. And I never had anything against the Dodgers, but that just left a bad taste in my mouth. And, you don't have to kick a team while they're down. You could just say, yeah, we won, yay, instead of trashing the Yankees like months after you beat them. That's just silly to me.
I think that's going to come down to bullpens. And the Dodger bullpen has been, even though there's like $70 million invested into it this year, that bullpen is terrible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like the 3 guys they signed in the offseason in Yates, Trinan, and Tanner Scott have a 5.8 ERA combined. That's terrible. So we'll see. Though all the rest of the playoff series should be really good. Really good. And the Yankees game 1, they haven't. It's going to be Fried, right? I mean, why would it not be?
I'm assuming
on full rest, it'll be Fried, Rodon, and then Schlittler. Schlittler wouldn't play till Tuesday. They do have an off day on Monday, and the games on Saturday and Sunday will both be at 4:08 on Fox. Game 1 is on Fox. Game 2 is on FS1. Same kind of thing, but different channel on your dial. Saturday we'll have all 4 divisional series games played. Sunday we'll just have the American League. And then Monday the National League plays. Tuesday the American League plays. Tuesday they're back in the Bronx. No time announced yet for that game.
Yeah.
I want to see if the starters were announced for game 1 yet. No, they're both listed as undecided still. From a brief gambling perspective, the Yankees are slight underdogs in this series, but not by much.
Right.
It's -125 Toronto, which is very, very close. I got to be honest with you. I think a lot of the regular season fodder goes out the window when the playoffs hit.
Yeah.
And I would not trust Toronto starting pitching. The way their starting pitching finished off the season, they don't have a legitimate ace. They don't. And I mean, they brought in Shane Bieber at the deadline, hoping that he would return to form. He didn't. Max Scherzer is not the old Max Scherzer. Berrios doesn't really scare me. I don't know who's in that team that you're terrified of.
I'm not really terrified. I feel like Gausman is one of those hit or miss guys. He can either pitch really well or they can get to him. I feel the same way about Bassett.
But none of that. They don't have a
but no, there's not a guy like right. I would be terrified of Garrett Crochet, Tarek Skubal, Brian Wu from the Mariners, right? But there's
Logan
no
Gilbert with the way that he's pitched. Yeah.
There's no guy on Toronto that makes me, shiver in fear.
I would say they could, and they should win this series.
They could. Yeah.
I think that the Boston game 3 was so huge because they have an easy path, not easy as in explaining easy, of going to the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
There is not a team in front of them in the American League that you can't and shouldn't beat.
Right. I mean,
there isn't.
Right. They could always lose because it's the playoffs and weird things happen, but I agree with that.
But none of these teams have what, for example, what Houston had a few years ago.
Right.
Like in 19 or Boston in 2018, where you were like, we run into them, they're a buzzsaw. I mean, none of these teams scare you like that.
Right.
They're all beatable.
So Jay Apollo says, y'all said ESPN was done with MLB, but that's false. They're finalizing a new deal for 2026 to 2028.
Well, yeah, she meant for the, I think Stacey meant for this year, for this postseason.
No, but I thought it was going to be over, like completely. By the way, 3 times in 3 innings, Carl Ravage brought up 2004.
Yeah, I mean, we get it.
Does he have it in his contract that he has to say it at least 5 times in a game? Because by the 3rd inning, I wanted to put my fist through the TV because as someone who lived through 2004, why? Like, we know. It's 21 years ago already. Like, just
also everybody knows. Like, everybody, it's not even like, yeah, I mean, it's going to aggravate Yankee fans, but everybody knows. Like, even Boston fans probably sick of it. Like, we know. We remember. Like, we all saw it. Like, it's over. Like, weird.
Okay, let's look at some comments.
No.
Any chance? No. He's barely, I mean, he's throwing, but he's not throwing from a mound.
No. Yeah, no chance.
Yeah.
I think they just cleared him to put baseball pants back on, so.
Yeah, he was there in the dugout with Fried, Rodon, Clark Schmidt. They were all
I'll tell you
out.
this. I think it's underappreciated, but he's got to be super valuable in that dugout.
Oh, yeah.
Super valuable. Just having him be able to watch the game from a different lens, not be like, that's got to be super valuable.
Yeah. I am looking through the comments to see what is happening because there are a ton of people in here. Thank you guys for being here so late. We appreciate it. As soon as we saw that the game was going to start at 8:08, we thought to ourselves, yeah, we're not going to be streaming till at least
no word on this yet. They have not released anything. I wouldn't expect them to.
Oh, right.
But this is massive. Right. If he's not able to go, it's massive. They have not released anything. He didn't participate in their scrimmage the other night. So we'll see, but I don't I couldn't give you an answer. We would just have to hope.
By the way, I loved that the Phillies had that scrimmage game where they were playing each other and they invited the crowd into the stadium. That's so cool. I would love to sit through something like that.
They're trying to create some kind of environment to get the players used to it.
Yes, Papa Rick, I did want to talk about commercial breaks and coming back from commercials and everything else. Thank you. My ADHD brain nearly forgot about that. Actually, coming back from a replay in the Cubs Padres game, who hit the home run that made it 3-0?
Let me check for you right now because I was on the train.
Someone hit a home run to make it 3-0. They showed the replay 4 times, and then right as Bush. Okay, I was right. Hey, right as the graphic was splitting off to show the game again, another guy hit a ball into the outfield. Like, they basically missed what was happening. And there was, I think it was in Wednesday night's game, they almost missed a pitch in the Yankees Red Sox game.
Yeah.
Like, they came back and something had already happened. And it's like, have you never broadcasted a game? Like, what is happening? And I know the umps are supposed to, like, make it so that doesn't happen, but, like, what is going on? The sound is awful, but the sound is awful also.
Did you, I mean, I'm sure you did. It was circulating all over social media. The announcer in the Cubs-Padres game, when they came back and advertised NHL's opening night next week on ESPN, where the NHL paid NHL paid like $8 billion for the rights to the ESPN paid like $8 billion for the rights to the NHL. And he just completely tore down hockey. Like, I'm not going to watch that. You won't catch me dead watching hockey. Like, dude.
Yeah, that's Ben McDonald.
Grip. Yeah. Get a grip. What are we doing? Like, that was weird.
It was Ben McDonald and Kevin Brown of the Orioles booth who did the Cubs-Padres games. They also kept referring to pitchers pitching well or pitches being high velocity as smoke shows. Apparently, Ben McDonald and Kevin Brown don't know what an actual smoke show is. People on social media were like, they got to stop saying smoke show. And then it became a joke. But Ben McDonald actually appeared on, I believe it was Wake Up Barstool, explaining the hockey comment. I think he was on Thursday
and what did he
morning.
say about it?
I didn't watch, but I know he was on there. But I think
I thought it was just very like
maybe he apologized because he just isn't a hockey guy. But yeah, if you're on ESPN and they're gonna be like, you're doing an ad, or like you're essentially doing an ad for the network, you can't trash
the sport that they just paid billions of dollars for. Yeah, well, kind of, yeah, but he's not like a. I mean, I guess way he is, but he's not like a prop. He's not trying to get people to watch baseball. Like if you're already listening, like.
No, it is not Kevin Brown who stole $100 million from the Dodgers or, screwed the Yankees in 2004. It's a different Kevin Brown, just a commentator, not a former player. Ben McDonald, former player, former pitcher. Yeah.
Crazy stuff. I still can't believe this game. I mean, Cam Schlittler doing what he did. I mean, I can't get over it. In an elimination game to be that, this kid started the year as a Somerset Patriot.
And there was nothing in his face. Just, my God, he was more composed than Rodon.
Definitely more than Fernando Cruz.
Yeah, well, yeah. By the way, Meredith was interviewing Fernando Cruz on the field, when they take the group picture with the scoreboard saying that they won the wild card. And she said, are you happy you beat the Red Sox? And he's like, no. He's like, it's I'm just happy that we won. It was really cute. It was kind of cute because he was like, yeah, no, I'm just happy that we won. And when they went back to the guys in the S studio, I think it was Bob Lorenz made a joke about it. He's like, see how diplomatic Fernando Cruz is?
I think they're very happy to be the Red Sox.
Meanwhile, Ben Rice was drunk in
the
locker room.
Jazz was too.
But Ben Rice, I can't remember what he said. It was a clip from SNY. I saw it on Reddit. And it was an 8-second clip, and all I thought was John Ryan Murphy. Do you remember when John Ryan Murphy got really drunk and actually said he was? That's what it reminded me of. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
Jazz too was. Yeah. What a moment.
Oh, here's a question. Here's a question from Papa Rick. Papa Rick, I thought you weren't going to stay up with us. Oh wait, there you go. That's for you, Brian. So question, did you think, or did Boone actually manage tonight and said, forget the analytics?
Yes. And I think because he was scared of game one. Game one put such a spook into him that it gave him the confidence to just leave Schlittler in. And I do think the analytics works with Cashman, at least, where he says, if you are going to go against the analytics, you better be right. And Boone had the confidence to go against the analytics, and he was right. So yeah, I would agree with that. I think the analytics would definitely have told you to take Schlittler out of the game.
Jeff Lindy, my friend Jeff, is Cruz, despite his demeanor after finishing innings, secretly a sweetheart? I think he is.
Yes. If you, Susan spoke to him on the radio in the postgame, and he was like, I'm just so happy to be here and be playing the Red Sox against the Yankees. Like, I love this. Like he really is a very humble, sweet dude that just wants to play. Like he can't believe that he's playing baseball for a living.
Or for the Yankees. Like he got freed. He got freed from the Cincinnati Reds. Poor Reds.
Yeah.
Poor Reds. 2 games in and out. And Met fans were being kind of obnoxious about it. And I thought to myself, do you really think that your team, the way it was playing down the stretch, were going to beat the Dodgers in any of these games?
No.
Stop.
They weren't going to have a prayer.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean,
I got your name right the last time, but I know I'm going to screw it up this time. So, Mariful Hussein, Ryan McMahon being on third base. Glad we traded for him. Yes, I mean, I know he doesn't hit the ball. I know he strikes out too much, but I would much rather have a guy like a vacuum at third base than have.
I like what they've been doing. To be honest with you, I don't mind having.
That they're switching guys.
Yeah, Caballero or Rosario. Against lefties, Caballero against righties.
Yeah, Rosario got a hit in that inning. Yeah.
Have those. Well, he got the first RBI.
Yeah.
Having those guys in the game, like ready to play, and then 6th inning, 7th inning, once the lineup turns over, getting McMahon in there. That I actually do like, because McMahon is one of the more sure gloves you've ever seen over there.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We got to go.
Yes.
You all have to go to bed. You all have to go to work. I don't, because I work from home. It's a blessing. Love it so much. So here's the thing. As I said earlier in the show, we realized we couldn't do Fan Mail Friday, because usually we do Fan Mail Friday. Thursday night. Wouldn't have worked. This would have been a 2-hour show. So we're going to do a live Fan Mail Friday stream later in the evening if you're watching this on Friday. 7 p.m. is what we're aiming for. So get your questions in. The deadline has been extended to 2 p.m. Eastern on Friday for me to get the graphics done. And join us if you can. If you can't, it'll be out on video for you to watch all weekend and out on audio as well. Now,
and
what is our
live.
plan for? Yeah, I was going to say, what's the plan for the division series?
We'll be live after every game. So Saturday, as soon as the game ends, probably somewhere around 7 p.m. I'd assume. Right, game's at 4, so probably 7:30 we'll be live.
Yeah,
I would guess.
Just look for it. I'll put the stream up on YouTube. You'll know. It'll say when we're going up. And if there are any delays, I will also let you all know, because, you never know. Things might happen. All right. Well, thank you guys for making Locked On Yankees your first listen every day. For your second listen, find the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night until the World Series champion is crowned. Get local analysis on a national scale. You can find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you can, watch the MLB Game Night from late Thursday into Friday, because you will see Brian's video from Yankee Stadium right after the Yankee game ended and he was celebrating in the bleachers.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a fun post-game video for you, right?
Yes, it was very enjoyable.
Yeah. All right. So that'll do it for this live edition of Locked On Yankees. We'll be live for the next few days. So this is going to be it. As long as the Yankees last into the postseason, we will be live for you during those days.
Yep,
so,
tune in.
That'll do it for this live edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsulias.
I'm Brian McKeon. We'll see you guys Saturday. Well, tomorrow and Saturday. Every day.
Every single day.